Today, I have something special. And judging by the B-roll or judging by the title of the video, I have the 11-inch iPad Pro, the brand new one. Now I'm gonna go over this video in a different way. I'm gonna go over this video strictly based on a college student perspective, being a graduate from college already. I'm not really gonna particularly go over the specs so much. If you want specs, you can go over to every other reviewer. They've got the specs. I'm here to tell you if this is the best purchase possible for college or for any type of daily work use possible. So, without further ado, let's get in to the iPad Pro review. Now, taking the pencil away, let's hold that for a second. This is the brand new iPad Pro. I got it in space gray. So let's take it out of here. Oh, I didn't get the keyboard case, at least not yet. But here it is, all in its dirty, used fashion. If your iPad looks like this, that's a good thing, because that means you use this crap every single day, which I do. Now, let's get all speculations out the way. If you want to see it for yourself, I can see it here too. It's not bent. We'll get more into that just now. I bought this in the 256 gig configuration. So this is space gray, 256, 11-inch, has the Apple A12X inside, I believe 4 gigs of RAM. And it is nothing short of absolutely amazing. Even the camera on the back is amazing. It shoots 4K at 60 with this. I know you're not going to hold your iPad like this and record everywhere. But to be honest, this feels a lot smaller for some reason compared to my 10.5-inch iPad that I had before this. Now, I did not trade that in. I gave that to a family member. So be it. I'm gonna go over accessories at the end too, but push come to shove, let's get the main question out of the way. Okay, so you don't have to wait how much long this video is. Is this iPad for college students, people who work, etc.? Yes, it's for everyone. But here's how it should be distributed. So, push come to shove, let's say you're an English major, right? English major, art major, nothing that has to do with engineering type stuff, right? I'll go into the engineers in a second. Engineers, you can use this. Trust me, I graduated as an engineer, aeronautical. But it's not, you know, a computer where you can run MATLAB, CATIA, etc. But let's hold on off of that. If you're an English major, if you're an art major, if you don't have this already, then something's wrong. Something's really wrong. You eliminate your books with this. You eliminate practically everything with this. If you want to, you can get the 11-inch. It's the most portable, it's the most lightest, and to me it's the best for any type of student possible, solely due to the fact of its size. If you go and pay the 11th, now price is high, ladies and gents. Price is extremely high. I paid for this though, the 256, I paid for this at $949, which is a lot of money. And then the case, and then I had to pay 120 something for the pencil too. It's a lot of money. And is it worth it to get this over a computer for all the pretty much literature, art type majors? Is it worth it for you to get this over, you know, let's say getting a laptop or something? To be honest, hell yeah. If you don't have this, you're wasting your time. You're cutting too many trees with all the books you buy, you this, you that. Listen, I'm pretty sure you can find your textbooks here somewhere in a PDF online somewhere. That's how college students roll. You find out on a PDF somewhere. I'm sure you can find your textbooks on this, your literature books, or you could buy it as a PDF or whatever and put it on this, read it, do what you gotta do. Art majors, you're gonna be drawing like crazy on this, whether you use Procreate or not to draw on the iPad. Drawing is nothing but fluidity on this thing. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Do what I did. Now, even though I had the Surface Book as my daily thing to go to school with, and I didn't know about the iPad then, well, I mean, it didn't have the same intricate levels of touch sensitivity as the current iPads do now. This had 1024 levels of pressurization. This has, I don't even know, but I can tell you straight up, this is a lot smoother than the Surface Book any day. So, for your English, arts, all you guys that doesn't have to do anything with mathematical to architectural to any type of engineering status, this is the thing for you. You eliminate carrying books, period. It's just, this thing is amazing. Now, the one I want you to get, if you're going to use this for quite some time, it depends on your years too. And math majors, engineering majors, hold on, I'm coming to you, don't worry. For everybody else and every other major, liberal arts, you know, any type of literature, any type of art, any type of other stuff like that, this is the thing. Business, accounting, you know, you'll do a lot of research and stuff. This is the thing. But here's what I want you to do. If you're going for the long term, if you just got into college and you're going for the long term and you have 4 years, you're taking a bachelor's, you have 4 years, okay? The one you need to get is the 512 gigabyte model in the 11-inch format. If you want the 12-inch format, it's $1149 for $256. If you want this in 512, it's $1149. So you get double the storage, same price as the big one, but you get double the storage. That's the main selling point for that at that point. Now, yes, it is a lot of money, but again, you're saving money on books and whatnot. You don't have to go and carry a crap ton of books in your bag. I know how that felt. That was horrible. I didn't want to do that. So I carried that thing instead. But now if I had this back then, I would have been carrying this instead. But then again, you know, things would have varied because I did engineering. The computer was more necessary. So get the 512 if you're doing anything. If that's too much money for you, then it is completely fine to get the 256. I got the 256 for $949 with the pencil, and I bought some extra accessories. I'll show you that in a minute. But I got that, and it has been awesome. For you guys, it's going to be just as awesome. You can maybe, if you don't want to spend that much money, you can pay $1 a month to get the extra iCloud storage for the 50 gigs. So that's 50 gigs plus the 256 that you get on this. So that's 306 gigs. That seems more than enough for most people, especially if you're not really like downloading a crap ton of apps like that. If you're really using this for productivity purposes, then yes, I see this replacing a laptop for you. I see this being your notebook. I see this being your gaming, your little gaming thing on the side. I see this being your media center for YouTube and all that stuff. This thing is so powerful to the point where I just don't even know how Apple can top this. I mean, yeah, there's going to be the usual chip upgrade and all that other stuff, but I just don't understand how Apple's going to top this current iPad. It is absolutely amazing. 100%. You can edit video on this like it's nothing. Jonathan Morrison just did a video the other day on how he edited a 4K or 1080p or 120 video on his 12-inch iPad Pro. This thing is absolutely godly. It's beastly. It's the best iPad I've ever had the honor to use. It's absolutely that good. Now, for the mathematical and engineering students, this is not your main device. This is your companion device. Now, you guys might be asking, well, what the hell is a companion device? I have no idea what that is. Now, see, for me, in my case, I had to use stuff called like MATLAB. I had to use stuff called CATIA or SolidWorks. Those are CAD programs, maybe some AutoCAD. I had to use stuff like COMSOL. If those of you who know COMSOL, how graphic intensive it is, they don't really have an app for this and all that stuff. So you have to have a computer. I get it. You have to have a computer. But when you're in the college and you don't really need the computing. You have the computing at home. You have a powerful desktop. You got a GTX 1080 Ti or something, and you got a gajillion gigs of RAM and a 10 million gigahertz processor. You know, it's just for everybody to understand, okay? You can have the most powerful PC at home, but when you're at school, you don't really need it, and you just need your notebook, and you need your head and your brain, and you need to write down and do a whole bunch of stuff. The school will have its own computers. I know every engineering school has their own computers to work on there, okay? This is the companion device to go with your everyday needs. This is going to take all your notes. This is going to take any recordings that you have, and there are some basic, and when I mean basic, I mean basic CAD programs that are on this as apps that you could use, or you can even use Onshape. If you're an Onshape user, Onshape, if you don't know what that is, for you engineering guys, it's sort of like SolidWorks, but just web-based. So you can go and use Onshape. It's free, but obviously it's limited to how much tools you can use inside, but it has enough to animate and do all that stuff with it, so bear with me here. You can use COMSOL on this because it's web-based. There are some other like basic AutoCAD, this, that, and the third programs that are here as applications for this, and believe me when I say they run absolutely great on this. You're taking all your notes on this, you know, all that stuff when you're doing matrices and all that craziness and integrals and all that stuff. The Notes app, or if you have Notability or Good Notes or whatever you're using for it, dude, this thing is awesome, okay? It is absolutely awesome. But like I said, engineers, this is a companion device, and a companion device only. And you mathematical people, companion device only. Now, let's get one issue straight. And we all know he made the video already. Unbox Therapy made the video about the iPad bending and this, that, and the third. I'm going to lay some engineering knowledge on you. Well, it's not really engineering knowledge, per se. It's more like common sense. The thinner a metal object is, the easier it is to bend. Okay? Let's get that one thing straight. This, without the screen here, and without all the internals, is a very thin aluminum body. Okay? It is super thin. It is not like the Surface Book. It is not like a Surface Pro. It is not like any of that stuff. That stuff is really thick, has a lot more metal inside, and as a matter of fact, they use magnesium. They don't even use aluminum. It has a lot more metal inside, thus making it thicker, thus making it harder to bend. It's just that simple. Let me give you a perfect example. Y'all ever been in when you're in elementary school or middle school or high school, and you had that metal ruler with the little wood finish on the bottom of it? You ever had that? Yeah? Okay. And if you bend it, you could bend it. Anybody could bend it, right? Because it's thin. Now, let's go over to something like the Apple Pencil. Let's say you have an aluminum cube, or rectangular, whatever. Aluminum cube that's this long, and it's a cube on this side and a cube on this side. Now, it's packed with crap. Okay? It's packed with all the stuff in the middle of it. You try to bend that. Okay? You try to bend that and tell me what's going to happen. You're not going to bend it. Unless it's made of some very malleable material, you're not bending it. Okay? It's just that simple. This thing is gonna bend. If you put enough pressure on this, it is gonna bend. It's common sense as an engineer. Maybe everybody else who's studying other stuff might not know that, but it's common sense to me and every other engineer who's studying strength of materials or stuff like that, that something like this is gonna bend. It's too thin. I get it. As a matter of fact, Apple, if you're listening, I want this to be thicker. Thicker means better battery. Thicker means maybe you could add an extra Type-C port to get some more peripherals. Thicker means a whole bunch of stuff. Okay? Listen, if you're not going to want to listen to me, then you can easily turn off this video. Okay? You can easily turn off this video and go. Okay? This is for people who are seriously looking at the iPad as an alternative to a computer, or as just something, as like I called it, a companion device. Okay? If you're that worried about it being bent in the box, I suggest you open it right there in front of them. Open it right there in front of them and see what happens from there. Okay? Don't be afraid. This is an amazing device. And if you treat it well, it's going to treat you even better. Now that the bend things to the side, right? Let's get to the accessories. The number one accessory for the iPad Pro is 110% the case. You thought I was going to say Apple Pencil, right? I'm joking. It is the Apple Pencil. The number one tool for this iPad Pro is the Apple Pencil, specifically Apple Pencil 2. But there's a problem with it. And I believe it's a big problem until Apple sends out a software update for this thing to stop charging and pulling battery from my iPad. Apple, please. Please. Okay? This thing has a problem. The Apple Pencil 2, because it charges like this, right? It pairs and it charges like that. For some reason, the iPad is nice and cool. It's not heating up or nothing. But this gets warm to the touch sometimes if left for a while. And you'll find your iPad battery drained. There is a forum on Apple's website about this also. other 11-inch users are seeing the same problem. I don't know about the 12-inch users. I didn't really see any 12-inch users having this problem. But the 11-inch does have this problem. I'm guessing solely due to the fact the battery's smaller, 1. And 2, this thing doesn't know when to stop pulling juice. So, is it a deal breaker? By no means whatsoever is it a deal breaker. You can't function with this iPad without the new Apple Pencil. Before, with the 10.5, it varied. It's like so-so. But with this new one, no way. The Apple Pencil is king of pointing devices in terms of drawing and all that craziness. It is the king. It feels good. It has a matte finish, especially with this flat edge. It's amazing. And the fact that it pairs and charges like that is even better compared to how last time it was, where you had to plug it in a lightning port, which is absolutely retarded. But hey, you know what? I had to do it for a while, right? The pencil gets a little bit warm to the touch and pulls too much battery from this. Now, how do you combat that? Simple. Put it on the side. That's it. No biggie. Yeah, it's gonna fall off easier. But, I mean, if it's in your bag and you just stick it like this, the magnet is strong enough to hold it while you stick it in your bag and take it back out, okay? Unless you're, like, yanking the thing out, then the pencil's gonna fall off. When the pencil needs to charge, you charge it. It will charge properly. And you can charge the iPad from the Type-C port, etc., etc. It's not really that much of a deal breaker, but it is a problem that I did notice. Drew from Talos of Tech also made a little comment about this in a couple videos ago from his past use, and he had to get a second Apple Pencil. They just gave it to him for free. But yeah, there is an issue with the Apple Pencil. I think Apple needs to work on a fix for that, especially if it's just software based, where it just needs to tell the Apple Pencil, stop taking my battery. So yeah, Apple, I'm pretty sure is going to fix that sooner or later. You know, that's one thing I like about Apple. They give software updates as fast as absolutely possible. And if enough people make a gripe, it becomes even faster than that. One thing I noticed with it is that in the demo, they showed that you had to tap here on the flat surface, or at least it looked like that was the only tapping point that you had. But you can get close to about the middle here, or well, right around here of the pencil, and still be able to tap and use it. Not only that, but you can use it absolutely anywhere around the pencil as long as it's below that middle point, which I find nice. You know, the tapping goes between the pencil or pen or whatever tool you're using and the erase function. Or depending on the app, it'll do whatever it has to do. But this new Apple Pencil is amazing compared to the first gen Apple Pencil. I don't know how I'd function on this iPad without it. It's just that good. Second thing, if you are not into typing that much, or you don't need to type that much, in my case, I'm going to need it eventually, but if you're not going to type that much, at least not right now, then this is what you need to get. The regular Apple Folio case. It's no big deal. It's probably the best folio case out for the thing. It's super thin. It virtually adds almost no thickness to the iPad at all. And it feels great on the outside. It's got a nice smooth rubberized finish, and inside is all suede and whatnot. It's gonna fold up like this, so you can have it like this, or fold it up like this. Or what I like about it is that since the magnets are here and you fold it back like this, that it'll clip on. It's not like the previous ones where it'll, you know, fall off. It's there. It's stuck, which I like quite a bit. Space gray color is nice too. And the fact that they did this with the new iPad, man. The absolute fact that they were able to do this. All the magnets here and here and here and here and all over here. Just based on that alone is a big feat that Apple has come up with, because now there's no longer the need to have the dot connectors or whatever here. It can just be in the back for the keyboard, and you have the Type-C. And the fact that it comes with Type-C is even better. Hold on, let me show you something. You see this little thing with the old iPad? It could not read the Sony files coming off of this. I doubt that this iPad can still read the XAVCS, I believe it's called. It still can't read the Sony files, but you know what? It makes it a lot easier that I don't have to buy multiple dongles like this with an SD card or whatever for Lightning. All I have to do is get one of these bad boys. Yes, this is a Type-C to everything else dongle, and it works absolutely cool. Even HDMI works. Like it only mirrors the display. You can't have an extended display, or at least I don't know if you can. But the fact that you can shoot this out to a TV is so cool, man. It's the coolest thing ever. You have lightning. You have Type-C to charge in for the iPad, and on this side you have one USB 3. I believe these are USB 2s, SD card, micro SD card. Perfect, right? It's the most perfect world ever with this thing. And it was relatively inexpensive. I think this was about 30 bucks. But it just opens up a whole new world for this iPad. Type-C compared to Lightning is just the bee's knees. If you're looking at the, let's say, for example, you're looking at the 12-inch MacBook. Yeah, no. Throw that aside. No. Not even the MacBook Air. If you're looking at the MacBook Air even, no way. I say get this over the MacBook Air. MacBook Air is cool and all. And to be honest, I want one, but as a hub, sort of, so I can transfer the videos from the iPad to that and then delete the videos off the iPad so I get my space back. I'd like it for that, but other than that, it's just... wow, you don't need anything else besides this iPad. Now you're saying to yourself, well, okay, it has no headphone. There's no headphone. Well, yeah, you know what? Headphone jack. Bought a Type-C to a headphone jack adapter. So you can plug this up, plug this side up to the headphone, and plug this side up to the iPad. Now, does it transfer over in the best quality possible? No, but is it listenable? Yeah, sure. For some reason, I feel like it's transferring at a lower quality. Just because it's gold-plated doesn't mean anything. But I feel like it's transferring at a little bit lower quality than it should be. But nonetheless, it works, and I'm happy that it does because I do like to use my V-Modas on this. But every time I use GarageBand, it tells me Bluetooth can't use garbage, blah, 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 whatever. So I plug it up. Overall, what are my final thoughts about this iPad Pro? Get it. Please do. I say the maximum you should go is $1149, and that's 512 gigs for the 11-inch. It's going to be $1350 for the 12-inch. Please don't get that, because if you're spending $1350, you might as well get a laptop. Anything above $1149, you're asking for too much money now, especially when it comes to the iPad's sake. So in this case, $1149 for the 512 gig for the 11-inch is fine. If you don't need that much and you just need 256, then you can get the 12-inch, because the 12-inch at 256 is $1149. That's at that point. I got mine at 256 because I don't need 512. I'll just transfer stuff in between, whatever. So I got the 256 at $949 for this iPad Pro, the 11-inch, with the Apple Pencil, $129. And did I buy anything else with it? Oh yeah, the case. I think that was just regular $29, like 30 bucks, from Best Buy. Everything iPad related, I bought it from Best Buy except for the headphone cable, for this adapter, and for the anchor cable. All of these three things came from Amazon. I'll throw the link in the description for all three of them. But yeah, my final thoughts on this thing is that this iPad Pro is probably the best iPad Pro possible. So don't look anywhere else for a tablet-wise stuff. This is your thing. For workers, I forgot to mention, for workers, this is only a companion device because you're not really, you know, punching in all your stuff to your servers over an iPad, okay? You need your computer from work if you have one, and yeah, that's how it's going to work. But by golly, is it the best companion device ever? I use this every day at work as a companion device, no matter what. That's why it's so dirty and whatnot, because I'm just constantly using it. It's awesome. It's the best iPad possible. It's the best companion device possible. So yes, engineering and people who go to work, regular employees, stuff like that, this is a great companion device. Everyone else, this could be your main device. It could really be your main device. Everything functionality wise for basic stuff, you have the YouTube app. You have whatchamacallit, you have LumaFusion to edit. All you editors and photo editors, video editors, music makers, this is for you. This is the thing right here. You have, like I said, so you have all that stuff. You have a little bit of CAD programs sometimes, but to be honest, for all you engineers, I suggest you use this as a companion device, not as your main device, solely due to a number of reasons. Number one being that the computer is going to run MATLAB and everything a lot better. And it'll actually be able to load the application. This, I don't even think you can load any type of MATLAB or whatnot on this. It's awesome. It's the greatest thing possible. I'm very happy for this iPad. For the engineers and employee workers and whatnot. This is a companion device. And don't worry about the bending, really. If you take care of it, it's going to take care of you even better. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. I know you see the new prototype Spacey Tropic stuff that I'm working on for the hoodie stuff, for the hoodie type of things. This is glow in the dark. If you want to see it glow in the dark, I'll have it posted on my Instagram for the Spacey Tropics well, not website, but for the Spacey Tropics Instagram. It'll be there, and you can take a look at the glow in the dark part. I wish I could do it now, but I have a light set over there, and it is going to take me quite a time to get over there to turn it off before I come back and show you. So, but yeah, new prototype that I'm working on. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you're going to go get the iPad Pro, I do hope you enjoy it as much as I'm enjoying it. And I'll catch you in the next video, which should be about this bad boy. Yes, that's right. I have the Osmo Pocket in my possession, and I've been doing nothing but non-stop testing with this bad boy. And all I could tell you now is, wow. That's all I'm going to tell you. You'll have to wait for the review video to come out for that. But other than that, iPad Pro review, awesome. Get it. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.